My name is Harold, and I've been married for 60 years, and before you scroll past or skip ahead, there's something I need to tell you right now. What I'm about to share is what I wish someone had told me on my wedding day back in 1964. These aren't small lessons. These are the mistakes that almost destroyed my marriage. And if you're in a relationship or even thinking about one, you need to hear this. There were years, real years, where I wasn't sure we were going to make it to the next anniversary, and looking at us now, people assume it was always smooth, that 60 years means we figured it out early, but we didn't. We made mistakes that cost us time, closeness, and moments we can never get back. And the first big mistake was keeping score. For the first 15 years of my marriage, I carried a mental list everywhere I went. I took out the trash, mowed the lawn, fixed things around the house, and every time my wife asked me to help with something else, I'd think about everything I already did. I never said it directly, but she felt it, and that quiet resentment sat between us like a wall. What I didn't realize then was that she had her own list, too, and both of us were slowly poisoning the marriage, because marriage isn't a transaction. It's not about making everything perfectly equal. Some seasons, one person carries more. When I was injured back in 1983 and couldn't work for 4 months, she carried everything without complaint. And years later, when she struggled, I did the same. But we wasted too many years before that measuring who sacrificed more. The shift for me came when our oldest daughter asked a question that shook us both, asking if we even liked each other anymore, and that forced me to realize that somewhere along the way, we had stopped acting like a team. The second mistake I made was believing I could change her. She's always been a planner, someone who needs structure and certainty, and I've always been more spontaneous, more comfortable going with the flow, and for decades we fought about it. I thought she needed to loosen up, and she thought I needed to be more organized, and we were both wrong, because trying to turn someone into a different person only makes them feel unseen. What finally changed was accepting that her planning isn't a flaw. It's how she feels safe. And my spontaneity isn't irresponsibility, it's how I experience joy. Once I stopped fighting that, we started complementing each other instead of clashing. The third mistake was staying silent about the hard things. I convinced myself that keeping quiet avoided conflict. But all it really did was let resentment build until something small set off something big. I remember one time she exploded over something as simple as forgetting to buy milk, and I stood there confused until I realized it was never about milk. It was about months of feeling unheard. I learned that speaking up early, calmly, and honestly is far better than exploding later. The fourth mistake was assuming marriage can run on autopilot. After about 25 years, we stopped dating each other, stopped really talking, and slowly turned into roommates who shared a history instead of partners who shared a life. And the scariest part was how gradually it happened. Watching friends divorce after decades together woke me up to the danger of being just fine. So we changed things, started eating together without distractions, asking real questions again, going for walks, bringing back simple date nights, because marriage needs attention or it withers. And the fifth mistake, the biggest one, was forgetting that we were on the same team. For years, arguments felt like battles to win, but marriage doesn't work that way. If one person wins, you both lose. That truth hit home when our son went through a difficult time and we had to come together instead of fighting each other. And it reminded me that it's never me versus her. It's us versus the problem. When you remember that, arguments change, words soften, and solutions become more important than being right. We're not perfect, even now. After 60 years, I still forget things. We still fall into old patterns sometimes. But we notice it now, we correct it, and we choose each other every single day. If I could tell my younger self anything, it would be this. Stop keeping score. Accept who she is. Say the hard things early. Never stop dating your wife. And always remember you're on the same team. 60 years is a long time, filled with loss, growth, change, and survival. And the only reason we made it is because we changed together. If this meant something to you, subscribe, like, leave a comment about what resonated most. And if you have questions about marriage, life, or the mistakes I've made, leave them below. Because while I'm still here, I want to pass on what I've learned and maybe save someone else a little pain.